thrifting ain't easy, unless you're watching me. Welcome back! Today the Thrift Store Rundown is going balls to the wallet, delivering some real sporty bargains for the real sportsman. Next up at bat, near literally, is the official 2008 Major League Baseball World Series program. In case you're not aware, the Philadelphia Phillies crushed the Tampa Bay Rays 4-1. Anyone who's been to Citizens Bank Park for that championship, or heard the late Harry Callis call the final out on TV, will never forget that moment, right? Hey, if they bought this originally at the time it was published for $15, there's never to forget because this is quite a memorable souvenir in and out of itself. And if they picked it up for 25% off the price of $2.99 after the fact, like I did, well, that's a rather unforgettable bargain. To be honest with you, I mostly just buy these programs for the advertisements. Some of them get to me a bit. But I'll be sure to include a couple of baseball-related articles in here because, well, when it comes to baseball bargains, you gotta wind up with love and pitch with care. Let's get started. I would be remiss not to include MLB 2008, the show, Nothing Gets You Closer, start in the minors, finish in Cooperstown. And of course, that would be a good segue to another ad that I will show a little bit later that has something to do with Phoebe Halliwell asking for a little bit of help. You know, the witch from Charmed. Anyway, this is to the MLB what Madden NFL is to the NFL, and what WWE 2K whatever is to WWE. Nothing gets you closer to the big league action. This is a kangaroo court. What's a kangaroo court? Well, in 1970, Frank Robinson of the Orioles presided over a rather wacky session of mock court, handing down penalties against fellow players for the most ludicrous and minute of offenses. Yawning in the dugout, loaning a piece of equipment to an opposing player, or just being yourself. In this case, this guy probably missed a foul ball and had to pay some money. Another guy was fined a few sunflower seeds. He had to fork over his sunflower seeds to fellow teammates for another obscure penalty. So if you ever heard this term on YouTube, kangaroo courts, you can blame the Honorable Frank Robinson of the Baltimore Orioles, 1970. Up next, the George Foreman Lean, Mean, Fat Reducing Grilling Machine. I don't know if this sounds surprising to you, but I found a couple of copies of his Lean, Mean Grilling Machine cookbooks, but sadly none of them have any photos. Unless somebody requests that I do a review on either of those cookbooks, or maybe more, I'm sorry. I'm just not going to bring myself to bring them here because I want recipe photographs, like the ones you see in here. Anyway, their new 360 grill revolves around one idea: endless healthier versions of your favorite foods. Novel idea, hopefully novel execution for those who have bought it secondhand. This would give me an opportune time now to say rest in peace to Carl Weathers. You know, Apollo from the Rocky movies. If anyone, Michael B. Jordan and Sylvester Stallone owe him a rest in peace and a thank you. George Foreman, well, he's still knocking people out. And of course, knocking the fat out of their diets. See, I told you we highlight another baseball-related article in here. This program highlights the 2008 season as a whole, with the Orioles and the Cubs and Astros and Angels, and yes, the Yankees. This is their tearful goodbye to the old Yankee Stadium. This is them taking off all their caps, paying their respects to the stadium and the fans on September 21st. Longtime pinstriper Andy Pettitte got the win in the 7-3 victory over Baltimore, and Yankees catcher Jose Molina hit the very last home run at the house that Babe Ruth built. Up next, oh, Phoebe. Yes, this is an ad for Tuts, Alyssa Milano's clothing line. In this case, a variation for the MLB for the World Series. I am acutely aware of the fact that she opened up a GoFundMe fundraiser for her son Milo's Little League baseball team to fly to Cooperstown. That was $10,000, and she took a lot of flack for it. Surprisingly, the founder of the conservative sports site Outkick, Clay Travis, footed the rest of the bill of maybe $800 on the condition that her son's Little League team wear MAGA hats while playing. Trump hats. Make America great again. Who's the scumbag now? Calling Alyssa Milano a scumbag for taking a page out of the Mothers Who Need Help playbook, even if they're multi-million actresses? Well, that's a pretty amateur move. Even more amateur are the people who are trashing her son and his fellow teammates. Pretty darn dumb. I'll say this for you, Alyssa. No good deed goes unpunished. That's a lesson that you, and Phoebe for that matter of Charmed, have to learn the hard way. I'm not saying this for you or against you. I'm just saying it as fact. Another universal truth? You look pretty damn hot in that jacket. Don't get me started on your feud with Shannon Doherty. We're not going to touch on that here. We'll touch on that whenever we do another Charmed review. Touch love of game, touch true to team, touch allegiance to one. Next, an ad for SmackDown. Oh, how this brings back memories for me. Watching with my stepdad in the early days of the PG era. I mean, we're talking Monday Night Raw on a school night, so I had to go to bed right after it closed. And SmackDown on Friday nights. New home, new attitude, My Network TV Fridays at 8, 7 Central. With such luminaries like Triple H, Maria MVP, Umaga, and of course, my stepdad's favorite, The Undertaker! Maybe I could have been Justin Roberts' apprentice. He knocked it out of the park every single time to add another baseball reference to this. It brings me back, and I could stay up late after watching SmackDown, and I usually did. We would often wrestle each other, my stepdad and I, in the family room. And then Mother would pop in and tell us to keep it quiet, because she had company over. If we watched it in here in this living room, well, we could do it all night long, until one of us tired out. Or until one of us pinned the other. Great games, great movies, all from Sony Pictures Home Entertainment. I'm sure that everyone can appreciate a gritty yet feel-good sports drama like Rudy and the Oscar-nominated Ally, and then there are sports comedies that you would rather forget, like The Benchwarmers, Nowhere Near the Sandlot. But even that can have its fans. And finally, Jennifer Lopez in an ad for Desio for Men. Because, well, J-Lo. Not my biggest crush, but someone out there can give this video a thumbs up on account of her presence in here, and of course looking ever so smoking hot, like she always does. But bringing it back to home plate, bringing it back to center, there's another article in here about the launch of the MLB Network in early 2009. And all the technological advancements that will go into broadcasting live games around the country. And of course, the live daily studio analysis shows. Both the Phillies and the Rays have a local section featuring local businesses and organizations, congratulating them on their appearances in the World Series and cheering them on to collecting the Commissioner's Trophy. Along with highlights from each team's season and photographs. This is fairly stat-forward, but I think it strikes an equal balance of stats, substance, and style. We also have here history of World Series games past and present, and individual profiles on a few star players in the game. So that's that. I'm giving this on account of Phoebe Halliwell, who is my least favorite witch, but I still love her nonetheless. 5 out of 5 claps. That also applies for the Friday Night SmackDown ad. All swings batted up. This hits a real home run for anyone who's looking for a little bit of nostalgia away from the diamond. Thanks for tuning in. Just so you know, there's no limit to bringing Hollywood home on a budget. Please go ahead and check out another awesome review like this one by clicking here, and make sure you subscribe by clicking here. Until next time, I'll catch you, as I always do, on the flip side.